Today I'm taking the all-new Floridian for a 2-day journey, traveling over 1,300 miles in coach. There's no shower, no privacy, but it costs a fraction of a room. From the scenery outside to the facilities inside, I'll walk you through the good, the bad, and horrifying of this budget-friendly Amtrak experience. With that, let's make our way to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C.'s Union Station. Welcome to Washington, D.C. Union Station, where I'm about to embark on Amtrak's newest route, the Floridian. To be honest, I am as worried as I am excited. Without any further delay, let's get going. Did somebody say delay? Well, the new Floridian inherited its name from 70s train between Chicago and Miami, which at the time ran through a different route. During this time, the Floridian was, quote, notorious for lackluster on-time performance. And it seems our new Floridian inherited more than just its name. A day before my departure, I was notified of a possible 90-minute delay from Chicago. This makes things especially difficult because the train can catch up at any time and you simply have to plan based on the original departure time. So here at the station, which was as gorgeous as usual, my priority today was the schedule. Looks like I'll have nearly an hour before the train even arrives, so I took this opportunity to look around the station. This is the East Hall, a beautiful event hall that's usually closed off and available as a private event venue. As I continued to wander the station, I came across a pleasant sign showcasing our all-new temporary service route. We're right here in DC, and I'll be riding all the way to West Palm Beach right before Miami. After an hour of wandering, about 3 minutes after our original departure time, the boarding process was just getting started. All fair and square now, right? Now everyone just boards the train and we depart, right? Well, not quite. Passengers were being directed to other side of the track as they said they need to get some work done. Uh-oh. I also noticed these engines look the usual. I was on an impression these trains run with the new, slick ALC engines, which are a scene just by its appearance, but that wasn't the case today. Well, boarding itself was smooth. Passengers were assigned specific cars based on their destination, and my car to Florida was nearly empty. I sat down, my ticket was scanned, and was given a bit of an update. Yes, we don't have a departure time. Yeah. Well, wouldn't this be a perfect time for a tour? These front-facing long-distance coaches are about 24 inches wide without a center armrest. Sitting down, you'll see a footrest that needs to be manually lowered. There's a seat pocket and a tray table which is of decent size and is retractable. To each side is a button that controls your recline. I had an empty, accessible seat behind me, which allowed me to recline without having to worry about the passenger behind. The stick below is actually a release latch that controls the leg rest. There are 2 outlets to the wall and a curtain above. There's a sizable window and even more sizable luggage space above. The train does have Wi-Fi should you need them. Getting up, we can find some extra luggage space to the back of the car. Here's a larger, accessible restroom. The floor wasn't sticky, the faucet was weak, but fine. Amtrak also supplies drinkable water, which I drank throughout the ride. After checking out the smaller, regular restroom, I got curious and walked towards the front of the train where I found, ooh, is that the engine? Nice. I turned back and, oh, where's everyone? It's now been 30 minutes on board and I spent the time waving at fellow travelers, watching other trains come in. Unfortunately, during this time, many other passengers were coping with loud music.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we are still waiting on an engine. That's why we're still sitting here. Once we have that engine, this train will depart.
A train without an engine. Wait, what was that I saw earlier? Anyhow, the train that came in a moment ago was now leaving. Oh, how lucky of you. Oh, uh-oh. Unfortunately, I won't know the fate of that train because, yes, that's right. It was our train now moving. Woohoo! Honestly, an hour and 3-minute late departure isn't that bad. The first 5 minutes or so is nothing but darkness through tunnels, but have your camera ready on the right side because as soon as you are out of the tunnel, you'll be met with a beautiful split-second view of the Capitol. You can also find our infamous I-95s, the Washington Monument, and Jefferson Memorial as we depart Washington, D.C. Crossing into Virginia over the Potomac River, we start to pick up some speed.
Once again, Cafe Car is now open and serving.
Let's go check it out. As I moved towards the center of the train, each car had a few more passengers than the previous one. Oh my, I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, for the first hour or so, the cafe car was packed with long lines throughout. Here, along with their snacks, I'll post a link of their menu. The cafe consists of couch-style tables and outlets along with one accessible space. Coming back to my seat, I discovered an anomaly. For a second, I thought we were having an engine failure. Well, our conductor was very professional and diplomatic, letting him know he'd have much more space in the front row and even offered to carry his bags there.
At this time, I will be taking reservations for dinner tonight in the dining car. Dinner will be one set price of $45 per person. It includes an entree, a beverage, and a dessert. If you would like to make reservations, please come back to the dining car at this time.
I figure I should at least check out the menu now so I can decide if the price tag was something worth considering. Passing by the semi-open kitchen, I was met with the familiar sleeper train brown woody interior. And here's a quick glimpse of the dining car for now. It wasn't a 3-course dinner like on superliner trains, but nearly identical. This time coming back, something was different. Turns out we just accidentally had our main light off for the first 2 hours. 2 hours ride also meant that we were now well away from Northern Virginia, and we are now in the greater Richmond region. Here in Ashland, I glued my eyes to the window just in case there's a child waving at the train. Hi! Things were looking smooth as the sun was setting over the outer Richmond station.
On DC, people were instructed to go to specific car depending on your destination, and then we were free to grab any seat within that car. But it seems like here, they're asked where they're going and then they're assigned a specific seat number. Based on number of groups, there is a good chance even a solo traveler like myself have my seat vacant throughout the whole ride until the train eventually fills up. We'll see if that's the case.
Another hour went by, and as the light faded, it was time for dinner. Whoa, where's everyone? This is kind of scary. And I see that the gentleman has moved back a row. Upon arriving at the dining car, I was quite excited to see the open kitchen, as open kitchens are often indicator of confidence and quality. What surprised me was how empty this beautiful dining car was. I mean, normally I wouldn't have the nerves to stand in the aisle and thoroughly look around while people were dining, but yeah, there were far more employees chilling in here than, well, one other diner. Though no appetizer, there is a salad. Unfortunately, no Coke Zero, so regular Coke it was. The bread was bread, salad was salad. And as I waited and looked around what must have been a gift, I noticed this car was completely abandoned. 20 minutes since the salad, just as I was thinking, am I dreaming right now? I was given a gorgeous looking steak cooked to a medium. Oh my god.
I got medium too.
Okay, yours came in well then too? For the record, she was already working on her salad when I walked into the dining car, and we received our steak at the same time. Now, truth to be told, this very well done steak wasn't too bad. I mean, I wouldn't ask for it again, but it wasn't as bad as I imagined. It was quite an effort to eat though. 4 steaks on 4 different routes, and this one definitely comes in last. I did let her know only because she asked how our food was, but I did finish it all. In contrast, the white chocolate blueberry cobbler cheesecake was stunning. Another 20 minutes after my cheesecake, I was still sitting, thinking, oh, maybe they're not looking to collect the bill because of what happened. But no, they were just busy. So after settling the bill, this time coming back to my car, phew, I envy that kind of confidence. Truth to be told, I do something similar too, just undercover or put on water shoes. The night has fallen, and we were whistling longer and louder. We crossed hundreds of small towns and intersections, and the trains required to sound the horn every time, so definitely pack your earplugs. Here I am at our first major stop, Raleigh, North Carolina. I was a little disappointed to find the usual engine. We'll have a chance for a better look in the daylight tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, we weren't given a long enough of a break to wander into the station, so I stayed by the platform side.
So I'm going to Florida to take a cruise ship. I was going to put the Amtrak steak side by side with the cruise line steak. Give it a comparison, but I think we just might already have a winner.
Let me just say it's not over until it's over. Back on the train, a few passengers have joined us here, and really just a few. Greatest hits of the year continue to rock the car.
Ladies and gentlemen, quiet time. Have a good evening. Lights out.
Until it was time to sleep. The tiny sink was a bit of a hassle, but I managed. And for the next hour, I wiggled to try to find a comfy spot. Actually, for 2.5 hours. Don't forget your eye mask. Rise and shine. Man, I don't look too good. Anyhow, we are here in Floridian small town of Palatka. Good to see you again, Floridian palm trees. I see a few passengers have joined our car over the night, while other cars were much more occupied. And one car had really stinky smell. It was weird. Anyhow, here in the cafe car, whoa. I learned they sell them, just not serve them. Also, many popular items like the sausage bialy are out of stock by this point. Cheeseburger was out since yesterday evening. For $8.50 plus tips, I had the ham and cheese, ooh, and a cup of noodles. Nothing extraordinary, just delicious and cheesy.
So I've been on the train for 18 hours now. And the sleep was pretty good too. Pretty good.
We just left.
Not like great, but pretty good. Little bit of a backache. Just a little. Slightly chilly. Manageable.
Hot noodles to the rescue. Add in some sour strips to help me wake up, and I was now ready to enjoy Florida. Just few minutes later, we were passing by one of 2 special train stations in America. The auto train, where you pack your car on a train with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, next station stop coming on momentarily, one of Orlando.
About 40 minutes later, we were pulling into Orlando. Here on a beautiful day, quite many passengers were getting on the train. Then I noticed a gentleman sprinting down to see the face of the car, and I followed suit. I just wish I could see the train move, but that'll mean I'll miss the train, right?
Time is now 10:10. We've actually caught up and we are running right on time. A lot of people got off at Orlando. We would now start rolling west into Tampa and then come back out and then go out east and south towards Miami.
And everything seemed smooth. Outside scenery was beautiful, weather was sunny. Oh, don't forget your sunscreens, we're in Florida. We kept moving and moving till, well, we weren't.
Alright, so you guys
why we're stopped. Waiting on freight train. They struck a pedestrian, and they're cleaning up the area, so that's what holding us up.
In my 10,000 miles of train travel, this was the first time hearing such news.
Freight train struck somebody, not the passenger train. We're good.
Now, that's still a horrifying news, but I want to believe she may have been misinformed because while waiting, I frantically searched for news, but there wasn't any. Even now, I couldn't find anything this November, so I would like to believe that no one was hurt.
Train 41 remains stopped due to a disabled freight train. A lengthy delay is anticipated.
Without knowing how long it would take, I took care of my lunch with cheese, crackers, and Coke Zero in the meantime. About an hour later, we started moving. This is Lakeland, Florida, a beautiful small city often referred to as its nickname, the Swan City. Without any anomalies, we eventually made it to Tampa, except in reverse. Maybe it's just because we'd be going back the same way we came in. I don't know. Now, here in Tampa, there was a huge crowd. Like, I've never seen this many passengers except on Northeast Regionals. For some reason, passengers going further were asked to retrieve their checked bags here. And this time on board, my car was full for the first time. I said my goodbye to a rooster, a bridge, and a wildlife bird. As I stared out the window, I witnessed probably the most industrial looking train station with a cool name, Okeechobee, Florida. And as I read through a lengthy email from Amtrak listing everything that went wrong, interesting. I had finally arrived at my destination. So, was this fraction of a room-priced coach worth it? Will I ride again? Well, it depends, because on some days there's a train that is not only way cheaper, but is even 5 hours quicker. Regardless, it was a good journey, and
Let me get some rest, and I'll see you tomorrow on a ship. Goodbye.
please subscribe. I'm super close to a big milestone. Thank you.